Could you have been so close to accidentally joining a cult just by consuming beauty content on TikTok, on Reels, and perhaps maybe clicking on a link in a bio? Yes, you could, and you wouldn't even realize it. I want to take a deep dive into this multi-level marketing company today, or an MLM as it's widely known. I have some help today explaining what a multi-level marketing company is, but some of you may be wondering why I want to look at multi-level marketing companies in particular, and this in particular makeup brand. Now, I'm strongly against multi-level marketing companies and their business structure. Any brand that does this, I'm like instantly no, I'm not gonna be interested in it, I'm not gonna try the products. And by the end of this video, I hope that you would understand why and also form your own opinion on why multi-level marketing companies, MLMs, are bad. You may have heard the name of them around everywhere and wonder why there's a whole subculture of anti-MLM videos on YouTube and content online. But here's what I want to say to everyone right now, and this is going to make sense a little bit later, but there is going to be a reason why we touch on cult-like mentality today. Now, after you've watched this video, I want you to come back a few hours later, even a few days later, and take a look through the comments that I have no doubt people who are involved in this brand or work for this brand will leave beneath this video. 100%. They will be strange comments, they may be trauma dumpy, so trigger warning, and they will be cult-like, right? And I'm simply going to reply to these comments, example, so you can see an example of what these strange, weird comments look like and the mentality of the people who work for this brand and MLMs in general. Okay, so I'm incredibly lucky. I'm so excited to be joined today by Cece Suarez, Chelsea, who is a content I absolutely love. I watch all the time. She makes incredible content based on MLMs, but also around scams and other things like that. And I feel like we have the same level of passion for our particular fields and subjects, you know? She's as equally passionate about exposing scams and MLMs as I am about makeup and, you know, reacting to makeup videos. And I have asked her to help me explain certain things about MLMs throughout this video because she is so educated on it and so well researched in it, whereas I'm not. So I thought, what better person than Chelsea to help me out? So she is going to tell us right now, what is an MLM, or a multi-level marketing company?
Multi-level marketing is an industry that goes by many names. You may know it as network marketing, direct sales, social selling, influencer marketing, high-ticket affiliate sales, affiliate marketing, digital sales, or social media marketing in some cases. But mostly people refer to them as pyramid schemes. Now, under the direct selling umbrella, there are two different types of organizations. There's single level marketing, which means that the distributor is getting a commission for whatever product they are selling through the company that they're working for. And then there is multi-level marketing, which means that they are getting a commission for whatever product they are selling through the company they work for. And then they are also getting a commission for recruiting other people to become distributors and also off of those people's sales as well. Whether the company is Monat and you are selling shampoo or the opportunity to sell shampoo, or companies like iGenius and IM Academy, where you are selling access to a financial literacy program and trading education, or the opportunity to also sell that. Industry-wide, per studies done by the FTC and the AARP, the average profit is zero. Thanks to the evolution of social media and the accessibility that it gives us, distributors for these companies and the network marketing companies themselves are able to recruit and manipulate people with ease. Marketing themselves as having financial freedom and time freedom in order to recruit unsuspecting, uneducated, unknowing, and honestly just people who are desperate for money or a way out of their current less than favorable living situation. And they're recruiting people into these scams for their own financial gain. In recent years, thanks to the rise of the influencer, multi-level marketing distributors have been parading themselves all over social media as influencers, saying things such as, I get paid to wash my hair, I get paid to share these products, I get paid to promote XYZ. Click the link in my bio and fill out my influencer application. I make money from home being an influencer. I can monetize my social media. So can you. I can teach you how. You're scrolling all day on social media anyway. You might as well get paid for it. If you're not getting paid in this day and age for scrolling on social media, you're missing out. And so on and so on and so on. But here's the truth from someone who is actually a content creator and has been for years now. This is my primary source of income, as it is Robert's as well. Let me be straight with you. There is no such thing at all as an influencer application. Filling out a form in someone's bio does not make you an influencer. Neither does becoming a salesperson, paying to become a salesperson, to become a contracted 1099 distributor for a multi-level marketing company. That does not make you an influencer. These people are also not paid at all, ever, never, ever, ever. They are not paid to post on their social media or to promote the products for the multi-level marketing company or whatever products or opportunity that they are selling. They are only ever paid when they recruit someone or when they sell the product, and that is it. They are not paid off of their engagement relating to their multi-level marketing company. They are not paid per views relating to their multi-level marketing company. They might also create other content, maybe YouTube or something like that, but that's not what they are referring to when they say that they can teach you how to do it. They are trying to recruit you into their multi-level marketing company that they work for. It is completely different than what actual content creators do. When we do affiliate marketing and share affiliate links, for instance, this lipstick, I can share an affiliate link for it. Robert and other YouTubers as well will share their affiliate links and disclose them properly per the FTC guidelines. And then if you click that link and purchase the product, then yes, many times we will make a commission off of whatever affiliate link we used. However, that is not the same as joining a multi-level marketing company. We are not limited to just one product or one brand. Many YouTubers, such as myself and Robert, do sponsorships, do ad integrations on our channels, in which we are paid a set rate, whatever is agreed upon between us, our management, the brand, whoever, to promote the brands, the product to our audience on our videos. We are paid to promote and for them to be able to have access to our audience. That is not what is happening with multi-level marketing company distributors. They are not paid to promote. It is not a sponsorship. They are a salesperson, nothing more. They are not an independent business owner. They are not an influencer. They are an independent salesperson for a multi-level marketing company.
Now, I've personally never been affected by a multi-level marketing company. It's never ruined my life or anything like that. But throughout these deep dive videos, as I'm sure you're aware, I make a lot of content on the ethics behind brands for people that own it, what they do as a company, and how they behave, and basically if they fuck up. And I always say the modern way of shopping for brands is that you're looking at a metaphorical person. What is this brand like if they were to be a human being? Do they give to charity? Do they ruin people's lives? Is the owner a racist? All this other stuff. I'm not saying about this brand, that's just an example. But metaphorically, MLMs aren't good metaphorical people. So you may know someone who is in or was in an MLM. Maybe your mum or your auntie sells Avon or Scentsy, or maybe they have essential oil parties or something like that. And the host of those parties is in a multi-level marketing company. And there are some brands you may not even know are multi-level marketing companies or have that structure within their business, like Body Shop, Ann Summers, Avon, L'Occitane is a newer one. And some people who work for these brands are lucky enough not to get too negatively caught up in it. It doesn't affect their lives too intensely, but for some people it can full on ruin their lives. And I've had messages from some of you when I've talked about this over on Instagram, people who are in tens and thousands of dollars worth of debt because of multi-level marketing companies. But how can a multi-level marketing company ruin someone's life or affect their life so negatively? Surely it's just selling products for a company. I'm going to let Chelsea explain this one.
Joining a multi-level marketing company can have a negative impact on your life financially, emotionally, and mentally. Although these opportunities will be promoted and marketed to you as if they are going to bring you financial freedom, as if it's the solution to all of your problems, and as if you'll have time freedom as well, you'll be able to work from home with your kids, you'll be able to have multiple streams of income, and so on and so forth. Keep in mind, per the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, in the US, these multi-level marketing companies are not allowed to market themselves in that way. However, they still do it. Unfortunately, more often than not, what will happen is once you join the company and get into it, what you've been promised is not reality. What you've been marketed is not actually how the inner workings of the team you've joined or the company actually works. And that in itself is a scam. In these types of companies, it is pretty clear that if you are able to make any sales of the products, you will be making pennies. However, if you are able to recruit people month after month and keep meeting requirements, which typically are extremely unattainable and unsustainable, recruiting people is the way to go. Distributors are coached and trained to sell this opportunity and promote these products and their new side hustle to what's known as their warm market first, which is their friends and family and basically everyone you know. After they've completely obliterated and run through their social circle, and in turn most likely embarrass themselves along the way, they are then encouraged to tap into their cold market, which means people on social media that maybe you really don't talk to, and basically just anyone you come into contact with. That's where the trope of the hey hun or the hey girl message comes in. Also known as the girl from high school who bullied you, now coming into your DMs saying that you would be great at this new opportunity and you would absolutely kill it in the biz. Distributors are also, unfortunately, encouraged to overshare and be very vulnerable via social media, sharing their life stories, their sob stories, their rag to riches stories, sometimes exaggerating. And don't get me wrong, I am a fan of vulnerability and being real. However, when you're not ready to share those types of things and when you've put that information out there, you can't unring that bell. A lot of times people are pushed to share things that they never wanted to, and then they end up embarrassed. But they'll use this tactic, which is known as trauma dumping or sad fishing, in order to try to connect to other people who maybe have similar stories and use that trauma to try to connect with people to then ultimately recruit them into the pyramid scheme. As I said, multi-level marketing companies can have a negative impact on your life financially. Not only do all of these companies have starter kits of products or monthly fees that you have to purchase to actually join the company or remain active, there's also annual fees, website fees. The average starter kit is around $200 industry-wide. And then also there's ongoing products that you'd be purchasing, merchandise, apps, subscriptions, and also keep in mind the money that they are receiving, if any, from the multi-level marketing company that is pre-tax and pre-expense. So you're looking at revenue and not profit, which is extremely important to understand. Like I said, many distributors will try to say that there are no sales requirements, but there are. It's actually very silly that they say this because the only thing that separates a multi-level marketing company from actually being classified as a straight up pyramid scheme is the fact that they have products and that there are personal sales requirements every single month. Just because you're not calling it a sales goal and you're calling it personal volume or group volume doesn't mean that it means something different. It means the exact same thing. You do have to meet certain requirements every month to be able to remain active and also to get paid as well and to keep your rank and to keep other benefits that you have within the company, if any. Other than apps and subscriptions and monthly costs, merchandise, books, additional training, seminars, flights, and travel costs to conferences or other trips that you're taking, there are a lot of hidden costs that come with joining a multi-level marketing company. And you might be thinking, well, if it costs so much money, then why do people stay in it if they are losing money? This is where the sunk cost fallacy comes in. The sunk cost fallacy is basically when you've either spent so much time or money on something and your thought process is, well, I've already spent this much money, I've already spent this much time, I might as well keep going. It's kind of like how I keep watching The Walking Dead because I've spent so many years watching it, I might as well keep going even though it's garbage now. Another aspect of that when marketing, promotion, and social media comes into play is that with most of these multi-level marketing companies, you are encouraged to make a post announcing your new side hustle, your new business. So you've already told all your friends about this, you've already tried to recruit all of them and your family and other people as well. You've already made multiple posts about it. So if you quit, you're going to be seen as a failure, right? So you might as well just keep going and try to make it work, to prove everyone wrong, to prove the haters wrong and the people who said that it was a scam or that it was a pyramid scheme.
Okay, so now you know MLMs are literally the worst. Let's talk about today's brand, and that is SEINT, S-E-I-N-T, the makeup multi-level marketing company, or the makeup cult, as I like to call it. So recently I've been tagged a lot on social media in videos that include this method called the Demi method, right? And it went kind of viral on TikTok, not really, like a little bit viral, mainly because a lot of useless stuff goes viral on TikTok. So this technique was claimed to have been created, sorry, I have a hair somewhere here. So this technique was claimed to have been created by someone who works for SEINT, which it wasn't at all. It's just basic color theory and technique. Oh my God, it's still there. Okay, so let's talk about how this brand came about. How did Seint come around? So in 2013, Cara Brooke founded a brand then known as Mascara, spelled a little bit kooky, spelled a little bit differently. And this brand became a multi-level marketing company in 2017, or as they say on their website, they launched their artist program in 2017. And it gave people who shopped from a brand or loved a product the opportunity to sell their products and make a commission from it. But how much commission, how much money are people making in this pyramid scheme? This is Seint's income disclosure statement. Now, this is from their website. You can download it before clicking to enroll and become a salesperson for them. Now, let's look at these numbers, these 2022 annual income. We can see some 6 figures. We can even see some 7 figures in there, and they look like very impressive numbers. But when we actually take a look at who is making this amount of money, let's take a look at the 1,122,944. The percentage of people making that much money from this is 0.01% out of their whole company. And this is coming from the brand themselves and their sales figures. Let's look at the 24 and 44,000, a good extra bit of money. You'll see that only 0.47% of people are making this much money and 1.31% for the 24,000. So how much is the average person making? They are making $51 a year. So in the whole year, they haven't even covered the price of their enrollment. That is 13,069 people, 49.23% of the whole company. 11,830 people, 44.56%, are only making $944 in the whole year. When you think about the work and the effort that actually goes into it, it's not worth your time. Again, this is downloaded from Seint's website. I will leave a link in the description box so you can go directly there and download it yourself for those people who are gonna argue this. So if you are lucky enough to be in the 0.47% of the whole company, you'll be lucky that you are making $44,000 a year. Or if you are very, very lucky to be one of the 0.00% of people, you'll be making $2,298,000 a year. 0% of people. There you go. But of course, one of the easiest ways to make money in an MLM or a pyramid scheme is to recruit people into your team.
I am a Seint makeup artist. This is a new thing for me. I am just a couple months in. This is something that interests you. I would love for you to join my team.
If you are interested and if you'd like to join my team, Seint has an incredible incentive coming up on their birthday, January 17th.
The reason why I wanted to just get all comfortable with you too is because I'm someone who, as your mentor, if you did want to become an artist, it's all about being a friend more to me than anything else. And your upline, which would be me, would be guiding you in a way that feels that way too. I think to be a successful artist, you do have to have a couple things. One, you need to be open to opportunity. So I hope that this video, you can understand more about Seint, you can understand where they're coming from, and you can understand me as a leader. I am here dedicated to my girls every single day. Weekends I do take off, but I'm dedicated to my girls and my customers every single day, and I want you to realize that you can be dedicated as a mentor yourself and as a leader in yourselves as well, as much as you want it to be.
So in 2020, Mascara Beauty changed its name to Seint. For this reason. This is a quote from their website. Let's go to the source, right? This change is inspired by our belief that seeking, experiencing, and cultivating beauty is a sacred work, the work of saints. Saints aren't made or created, they are simply recognized for the good they bring to the world. In a similar way, we believe that we don't just make or create beauty, we recognize, nurture, and preserve it. Like all good things, beauty matters. Spelled in the traditional Old French to honor the intrinsic value of a word, Seint represents our dedication to helping others look beautiful and believe they are beautiful, because beauty is not our creation, it's our passion. I can tell you right now, MLMs aren't the work of saints in any way. It's not that deep. I love makeup. I adore it. It's not the work of Saints though. So Seint is a makeup brand. They sell various types of makeup-y things, right? Tools, brushes, etc. But they're more so known for these little tins with all their makeup products in that you can put into palettes and kind of make your own palette from. So you may have seen the TikToks or something online of people doing like this really quick 3-minute makeup method where they basically draw lines all over their face from this palette. They have like 3 or 4 products in this palette and they draw lines all over their face, and it's like, it's so quick.
Using just these 4 basic colors in my beginner makeup palette. It is so simple. We're just going to apply them all to my face. I'm just using my finger today, keeping it super simple. And I'm going to do it in one even layer. I'm not putting my products on top of each other. This is one of the easiest ways to apply my makeup.
This makeup video is for the over 30 woman who does not know how to apply makeup. Maybe you have always shopped at Walgreens, Shoppers Drug Mart. This makeup video is for you. I'm gonna teach you how to apply 4 colors of makeup, and you are gonna learn how to highlight and contour for beginners. And that's it, okay? You're gonna have to come back for part 2. Just tap the little plus button here for part 2. You come back and I'm gonna blend this all out and you can see the end result of how simple and easy this is, but you can comment match if you want the details to a free color match form and the link to the pre-built palettes, and I will send it your way. Okay, I'll see you guys on part 2.
This method isn't practical in any way. You'll see a lot of the time that people are putting the product far away from their hairline in terms of a bronzer, meaning you have this gap here in terms of density and texture when it's once it's blended in. Also, it's a lot of blending. It looks like it might not be because you're using every product at once, but it really is useless. A foundation over the whole face gives you an even base for makeup. If you're using a blush, sometimes that can bring out the redness in the skin, especially if you're putting blush over uneven skin texture or existing redness in the skin. This isn't practical, it isn't quick, and if it is quick for you, it doesn't look good. Straight up. It just isn't good. Now, the Demi method that we spoke on earlier comes from one of their products called the Demi Corrector. So it's basically a makeup cream that can be used all over the face to color correct in tiny little areas or big areas. It's like a sheer cream. And it's based on the tones and colors off the color wheel for color correction. It's basically color correction products, what they call it, the Demi product, because why not, you know? And also, you know, TikTok is a place where old makeup techniques get given a new name. And they call it something stupid, even though makeup artists have been using it for years and years and years. Okay, let's take a look at this Demi method.
Today I'm going to show you how to do the Demi method makeup, and I'm going to show you how to do it in just 4 easy steps. Step 1 with Demi is all about restoring or balancing your skin tone. It's much easier to add a little bit of dark in the lighter areas of your face than to completely brighten all of the dark points in your face. So you can see I'm using 2 different colors here, a neutral red and a neutral violet, to fill in and add some color to areas that are more palish yellow or palish green looking. Step number 2 is not necessary, but something I like to do is to use those same toning shades to add just a little bit more definition, like a contour. Step number 3 is blush, and yes, I'm doing this all before under eyes and covering dark spots or acne. You'll realize you really don't have as much to cover as you think. And the final step, step number 4, is to filter or remove unwanted distractions. So now I am balancing the color around my eyes with a smaller brush. You can see that I'm adding a little bit of a neutral red into those greenish areas. I'm using a neutral yellow -1 in that little purple pocket underneath my eye here. And I sit in front of a window and just kind of move my head around so I can see the shadows and see where those distracting points are. Right here, I'm taking an orange 3 just to that area where that bag line is, or hollow line, I should say. Again, you'll notice I'm using the tiniest amount of product, and look at how my under eyes just look so smooth. Can't even see any makeup, and it's just balancing all of this color in my skin. Balancing the eyes is also a big part of doing the eyes. So I'm just using a neutral violet +1 here, and I'm just adding it around the eyes and along the lash line. The last step of filtering is to remove acne. Now, most acne looks red, I know, and people will say you need a green, but usually it's the excess purple and blue that's coming through. So I use yellow orange 1 on reddish looking acne, and then as acne starts to fade and looks more like a scar, it gets more blue in it. So now I'm just using an orange 1 and an orange 3, which just means a darker orange. Then I add this balm just for some dewy glow on the skin, and this is it. Look at how good this is. Check out this before and after.
So that's the Demi method. It's very impractical. It's very impractical. One wipe of a face or one little bit of a face and a lot of that has gone missing. It's also a waste of time and it's also very flattening. You're getting rid of any kind of brightness to the face. It's really not the best way to do it. There's a reason why this isn't something people do every single day. In fact, professional makeup artists on TikTok also know the deal and aren't impressed by this method.
Oh my god, the Demi makeup method has been going viral, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do it because we need to try it. I'm absolutely fucking kidding, and now let me save you from where this is going to take you. I am going to be using the term allegedly quite a lot in this video, and take that as a grain of salt. But let's jump into what the Demi makeup method is. The Demi makeup method is probably one of the most confusing forms of fucking color correcting that there is. That is all it is. It is color correcting. It is nothing new. It is nothing special. And it has resurfaced recently as the Demi makeup method, not just Demi makeup, which is what they were selling it as before they got called out for being an alleged MLM. So now it's just back to Seint and their alleged MLM. Basically, they sell a whole bunch of creams that have a whole bunch of different undertones and different forms for correcting. So they're saying, darken this area to make this area look lighter. Do this, do that. It's very minimal, no makeup with extreme color theory knowledge that most people don't have. Let's be real. Most people do not have the understanding of color theory to the point of an artist. And that's what Demi's selling. But if you don't believe me, let's go on their website. So here is what they are selling. They have their highlights, their contours, they have colors, everything like that. They're $16 a piece. From what I understand, it is a very cheaply made formula, allegedly. You can click, you see new and featured, makeup, tools, palettes, skincare, perfume. What the fuck? Anyway, apparel and swag. Artist program. Chris, what do they mean, artist program? Let me jump into that for a second. Our one compact system revolutionizes the way you do makeup. No more clutter, layers, makeup on your bullshit, But then, what is a Seint artist? As a Seint artist, you get to help others see and believe in their own beauty and give them the power to recognize, learn, and love it. Sounds pretty good already, right? Let's move on. You'll get to share the love of makeup and help women see how they can enhance. You see how it starts getting it down that rabbit hole? Should I sign up with a sponsor? The choice is yours, but most artists choose to sign up with a sponsor so they can give extra guidance and support as they need on their new venture. Along with this, many teams have created their own resources, tools, and training on top of what corporate provides to help the onboarding program. Do I build a team? Do I recruit people? Basically, do I need to recruit people? Do I need to drag more people into this bullshit to make money? No, building a team is optional. There are many Seint artists who choose the opportunity to build and grow a team of like-minded individuals and earn additional income through team bonuses. However, it is not mandatory. Seint pays up to 40% on sales if you simply choose to sell the product you love. This is an alleged MLM. You guys are really pushing and promoting an alleged MLM, and it is going to ruin people's lives. If you know nothing about pyramid schemes, if you know nothing about MLMs, they fucking take down people's lives. And that's not just me saying it. You can absolutely look up on Google MLMs, the effects of MLMs on income, everything like that. As it says here, FTC reports that 99% of MLM participants lose money. I've been seeing this everywhere. It has been absolutely irking me. Robert Welsh put out a story, and thank you, Robert, for understanding and realizing that this was an MLM. I think you've talked about it before as well, but he's like, I'm making a video on this. It's absolute bullshit. It's promoting pyramid schemes, and it needs to stop. For those of you who are unaware of it, I hope now you can do your own research about it, but please be careful. And for those of you who are Seint artists that are about to be in the comments, I hope you get out. I hope you get out unscathed and realize what they're doing to you.
Get ready with me as a celebrity makeup artist while I give you my thoughts on the Demi makeup method. So if you're not aware of what the Demi makeup method is, it is essentially a way to use color science, color theory, all of that, to do a no makeup that is extremely minimal, as in you shouldn't really be able to see the makeup on your skin. It's supposed to just make you look like the best version of yourself. I stitched a video that discusses this method, so please go watch that if you want a deeper understanding. But in essence, people who use the Demi method will use extremely small amounts of product and kind of scan their face on where to place those colors to balance out their complexion without looking super made up and without putting foundation, etc. everywhere. So who is this method going to be good for? This is going to be good for folks who really want the effect that the Demi method promises, which is looking as if you are wearing almost nothing, but still looking like the best version of yourself. So this is somebody who really doesn't like the look of makeup on the skin and who isn't trying to go for a very glammed out version of themselves. They just want a little bit of a boost. By the way, I am not using the Demi method right now. I just use my Sigma color corrector in light to medium and then layered that with the new Jouer concealer under my eyes to get a little brightness. Now, another candidate that makes you qualify for the Demi method would probably be the fact that your skin holds makeup pretty well on its own. Because the makeup is so minimal, you're using such a small amount, it is going to disappear or move around very easily if you have really active skin. So if you are exceptionally oily, if you are somebody who tends to notice that your makeup fades very fast, to be honest, using that small of an amount of makeup probably isn't going to give you the results that you want throughout the day. It'll look good when you start, but then in a little bit, you're gonna be like, what happened? So obviously I am not the person who invented this method. This is not something that I, as a makeup artist, use. So my only knowledge of it has been from watching as many videos on the topic as I can. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. If this is a method for you, go for it. But I do think it is pretty niche and only is going to work well for a select number of people. Number one, it is a super minimal approach to makeup. So if you're somebody who feels like they need a little more of a boost through using makeup products, I don't know that this method's gonna be your favorite. And again, something that I mentioned just before this, makeup doesn't stay as well when you're using such a small amount of it if you have an active skin type. And that really is just person to person, but to some degree, I feel like so many of the people who comment on my videos complain about their makeup fading or sliding around or are looking for ways to get it to last longer. So sometimes using just a little bit more product in certain areas can boost that longevity. By the way, I often get questions about what mascara I'm using. This is the Tower 28 Making Waves mascara. I do have a lash lift, so my lashes were already curled. So what you see me applying right now is kind of the level of makeup that I am comfortable with when it comes to doing a really kind of natural, fresh look for every day without using the Demi method. So this is kind of my everyday, just getting out the door and looking my best. This is the Laura Geller Serum Blush. The shade is Beautiful Blossom, and you can see how thin it is. So to me, even though I am getting that really nice sheer wash of color, I can still see my skin through, which is a big tenet of the Demi method. They really want your natural skin to show and have your natural texture and everything like that. But I find that I can still get that by using a little more product. And I was blending that in, by the way, with my BK Beauty 109 brush. All in all, makeup is a choose your own adventure type of deal. So please don't let my opinion influence you. If this is something you want to try or if it's something you love, keep going with it. Find what works for you. Find what makes you happy. I'm just here for people who are confused or want a little bit of a pro's opinion on things. That's where I'm coming from. I would love to hear everybody's thoughts in the comments below if you want to share anything. Also, I will try and tag as many of the products as I was using as possible in my little TikTok shop in the orange cart there for you.
And what's worse about this going viral on TikTok is that a lot of the younger people on TikTok don't realize that they're actually using the phrase Demi method representing these products and this brand, which is a multi-level marketing company, a pyramid scheme. So I posted about this, right? I knew I was making this video a long time ago, and I had asked Chelsea to be part of this a long time ago. So I thought, you know what, let me like pop the fishing rod out there and see what I can catch in terms of comment. Because no matter what, if you put out content about a multi-level marketing company, you bet they will show up and comment. So I made this TikTok and this reel. So it's quite quick because it's only like a few seconds long, but I'm saying, letting everyone know that the trending Demi method concealer thing is a way of a pyramid scheme / MLM company called SEINT selling their crappy products. It's also a terrible method for longevity and a waste of your time. And I also spelled SEINT wrong. But still, getting the message out there, right? So there are many comments under this video, but one comment in particular hit the nail on the head of this cult-like mentality, right? I do have to say as well, somebody did comment, if you use some of the Demi method techniques with your regular makeup, it does look amazing though, but it's just color correcting. It's not called Demi method, it is just color correcting. They haven't invented anything new. That's like me putting on lipstick and calling it the lipstick method. It's like, it's just putting on lipstick, you know what I mean? And I also have to say that although I do mention the quality of a product in the video, it's not about the quality of a product, it's the ethics behind the brand. Okay, I want you to listen to this very carefully and then think about this comment in particular when Chelsea speaks in a bit. I freaking love SEINT makeup. I love how it looks on my 40-year-old skin, and I love how I feel every single time I put it on. Plus, the friendships I've made and the community of women that I'm a part of. Nobody has a single clue unless you've actually tried the products. The group of women that I get to be part of and learn from, I've had so much personal growth. I can't even begin to describe it. These women from all over the US and Canada, had it not been for SEINT, I would have missed out on getting to know some of these amazing women that I get to call my friends. So it's not all about the money, it's so much deeper than that. Selling makeup is so much deeper than that. Somebody put underneath, holy moly, you sound exactly like a friend of mine who joined Scientology a couple years ago. And then somebody in particular was like really getting really angry about it, right? I make 6 figures, got out of an abusive marriage and support myself and my kids, which is great, good for you. I get to finally travel and do what I love. And they generally just kind of like was insulting everyone throughout. I've worked for many makeup brands before, but I can't imagine. For example, I worked for MAC, right, for years, and I thank them for all the knowledge I got from them. I wouldn't be a makeup artist if it wasn't for learning alongside them as well. However, I wouldn't be like, it changed my life and I love it. And I wouldn't go and defend it under someone's post if they didn't like the brand and didn't like what it stood for. A lot of people don't like MAC. A lot of people don't like what they do and what they stand for. However, it's that pack mentality of going to a piece of content and all pretty much saying the same thing. They always say 6 figures. I make 6 figures, right? And it's just so strange. They think they're doing something, but they're making themselves look more cult-like. Why would selling makeup lead to these comments? What leads to this kind of behavior just because you decided to sell makeup for a certain brand? Chelsea, tell them, Chelsea.
Many cult experts have deemed multi-level marketing companies to be what's known as commercial cults, and this is just another form of a high control group. The network marketing industry is full of people who not only try to recruit as many people as they can to keep their businesses viable, but also try to keep people in their organizations or try to keep people from quitting and leaving their teams. Because ultimately, if someone leaves your team, you have to then try to recruit more people to fill that spot, to replace them month after month after month, so that you're not losing your ranks, so that you're not losing your benefits, and so that you are not losing out on money. Any group and any organization can be a little bit culty. It really is a sliding scale. Many people have said to me, no one's forced to join. Of course, no one's forced to join, but they are manipulated into joining. Undue influence, which is basically brainwashing, is weaponized against them to keep them from leaving. And an important thing to remember is almost no one knowingly joins a cult. It's never really presented as a cult, except for Heaven's Gate. That guy did say it was a cult. He was very transparent about that. And many multi-level marketing companies and the teams within them and their leaders, they will use tactics like sad fishing, Love bombing, faith manipulation is a huge one, unfortunately. Double speak, fear mongering, and trauma dumping to get people, like I said, to not only join, but to stay. These are the same tactics used in other high control groups and in other cults to keep people from leaving. Isolation and the weaponization of the us versus them mentality is a huge aspect of the network marketing industry. Many distributors will be encouraged to cut anyone out of their life who tells them it's a pyramid scheme or that it's a scam or is shown facts and logic, or just basically cutting off anyone who doesn't support the hustle or the business. And this is dangerous because it creates what's known as an echo chamber. If everyone around you believes the exact same thing, you are not being exposed to any opposing ideals, facts, or just really any information that challenges what you already believe. And if you were, you would experience what is known as cognitive dissonance, when you are shown facts or something that disproves something else that you heavily believe in. The emotion you feel, you trying to work through it and make sense of it and still justify it, even being shown facts and logic, that is called cognitive dissonance. And that is a huge aspect of multi-level marketing. Isolation and echo chambers are really beneficial to high control groups like network marketing because it allows them to control the information. Information control is just one of the aspects that high control groups like network marketing companies will use to have control over people. This is one of the aspects of what's known as the BITE model, and that is behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. Another reason why it is so hard for people to leave multi-level marketing companies or these types of high control groups is because when you are isolated and when you are taught to believe that everything that you have, every success, whether it actually be real or you've just been convinced that you're super successful now, even though nothing has actually changed and you could possibly be still losing money, but you've been love bombed and conditioned and hyped up and made to believe that your life is completely different now. You are so much happier. Your life is so much better. You have all these friends within this company. It is your entire life. Now, if you leave the company, you'll have nothing. And that is a fear that keeps people within these companies. Not only being wrong, looking foolish, but also being alone and losing everything. When trying to help someone out of a high control group like multi-level marketing, it is important to approach them with empathy and facts and logic and patience. When I had the pleasure of interviewing leading cult expert Dr. Stephen Hassan for a video on my channel, he suggested having people see the parallels between organizations that are very clearly cults and whatever organization or movement that they are involved in, so that you can walk them through it and basically have them say it themselves. And so that they will be able to take off their rose-colored glasses and see all of the red flags. Because as we know, when you wear rose-colored glasses, all of the red flags just look like flags.
So if you're ever online scrolling through TikTok or Reels and see posts of promises of working from home, being your own boss, making six figures, all your dreams coming true just from selling shampoo, makeup, essential oils, and it seems too good to be true, it's because it is. And remember as well, the people involved in these MLMs are technically victims themselves. Whether or not they realize that right now, they are. And we can be angry at them so much for being in these companies and defending it. But when you watch them defend it, think, what mind frame are you in? I've linked Chelsea's channel down below and some key videos of hers that I think are really, really good to watch if you're new to kind of this MLM kind of situation. She's one of my absolute favorite creators. And I want to thank her so much for her time today, for making the incredible content that she did for me to include in this video. It's an important message and I'm very happy to have Chelsea in my content and spread the word. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Give this video a thumbs up and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.